Now, I'm not sure how many people have noticed, but the consumption of carcass or meat is associated with people's culture. When you talk about reasons to not eat meat, people actually get offended if they still currently eat meat because they automatically feel as if you are attacking them personally. Most people take everything personal. And you got to understand, I've been a consumer of meat for at least 80% of my life. Took a while to stop. I totally understand people who eat meat. You can't help it. It's the way you grew up. It's the society you grew up in. You didn't make a conscious decision to start eating it. You've been eating meat since as early as you can remember. So you have to understand, it's not a personal attack against you as if there's some type of mental flaw, something wrong with you where you decided to eat meat. Don't take things so personal. You got to separate yourself from your emotions in order to think clearly. This is part of what a lot of people associate with being a man. Never let your emotions override your better judgment. In this world, people associate, advertisers associate eating meat with other things. Oftentimes you'll see a celebrity with a can of soda of a certain brand, and they'll pay that celebrity to drink it. So when you see it in the stores, you associate that product with your favorite actor, musician, etc. With meat, they associate it with having a good time. It's the normal thing to do, right? They associate it with masculinity. It's probably the most powerful association when it comes to meat. Most men feel like it's feminine to not eat meat. That is a powerful association. I'm a man, I eat meat. Yeah, that is exactly why men, specifically black men, suffer more cancers in the colon, polyps, and so forth, other illnesses and problems associated with eating meat than women. I hear a lot of these old guys, yeah, my doctor told me to stop eating pork, stop eating meat. So you eat meat 40, 50, 60 years, eventually it starts to destroy your body, and it's only then do you decide, oh, I better stop eating it. And you can't. It's too late. You've been hoodwinked. I'm telling you, pretty much everything you see advertised is there to brainwash you. It's not good for you. The population is brainwashed to be unhealthy because there is money in people developing health problems. That's why you have a health care industry. If everybody were to eat natural, it would put doctors out of business. The healthcare industry is probably the most lucrative industry in the country. Right? You would shut down not only healthcare professionals, but also gyms, dietitians, these diet books, and a lot of different other things. So that would mean less money for other people to consume a less vibrant economy, right? You'd have to find some other way to get money flowing through the economy. This is why they want people to be unhealthy. This is why when you walk into grocery stores, the first thing you see is sweets, cakes, donuts. They want to put that in your face first. They want you to inhale that first. Over in the corner is produce. right? So you have to question everything in society, everything. The society is not designed in your best interest. Several of these intelligent people do not eat meat whatsoever. They're vegans. And it's bad that you have to put a name on a natural diet. It's horrible. It just shows how backwards this society is. Eating meat itself is not enjoyable because it has no flavor. Everything people enjoy about chicken, steak, is the seasoning, right? The sauce. When you barbecue, where's the flavor? In the charcoal flavor, in the barbecue sauce. You smother damn near anything in a bunch of herbs and sauces, it will be tasty. Think about how full you feel when you eat a plate of food that has beans. Oftentimes it's not until you eat the beans that you really feel full because there is fiber in it. There is no fiber in meat. So it sits in your body for a very long time, rots, releases toxins, causes constipation. Many of you sit on the toilet stool and you're in the bathroom forever when you're really only supposed to take a few seconds to have a bowel movement. You're pushing when you're not supposed to push at all. Your intestines pushes naturally. And this is why people have so many health issues. And they have to keep associating meat with having a good time, masculinity, with normality itself. You're not normal if you don't eat meat. So it's a long way to go for society. And I know for a fact society will never get to that point in my lifetime. It boggles my mind that people for some reason think that their era is the normal era. When you look into history, you find that in each era there is something that makes you scratch your head. Every era. The medieval times is the most previous era. You look back into the 1960s, 50s, 40s, 30s, right? Late 1800s, you see Jim Crow, right? You see lynchings. Late 1800s, it was legal for a grown man to marry a girl as young as 9 years old. Before that, it was institutionalized slavery. Before that, it was the medieval times. We all know that was a bizarre era, right? Before that, would you have the Crusades, constant war, fighting over land. Think about it. Every single era, when you look at how they punished people, when you look at the Greek history, Roman history, where it was normal for grown men to have boyfriends that were children, prepubescent boys. It was the norm. They even built buildings specially designed for men to take their little boys, boyfriends, to have good time. In every era, there was something absolutely bizarre and backwards that society treated as normal. What makes you think this era is any different? What evidence do any of you have that humans all of a sudden saw the light? of normality. This is nothing but an extension of previous screwed up eras. A lot of you, for some reason, you're so emotional. You don't want to accept that. You want to believe that this is the normal era where this is how people were supposed to exist. You're arrogant as hell. That's another thing people have to get rid of. Their arrogance, your ego, where you think this era is the end all be all. No, you're still fucked up. Just like the previous eras. You're only projecting it in a more normal way. You may not even be doing that. Right? They made statues of grown men and their boyfriends. Damn near each Roman emperor had a boyfriend prepubescent because they viewed boys who did not have pubic hair as, quote, beautiful. I believe it was Plato who wrote that was the only real love. Love between men and women was just to procreate. Yeah, you're just as backwards today when it comes to consuming carcasses. We're simply not designed to do it. And no matter how many illnesses it causes, how many cancers, for some reason, people still think that's what you're supposed to do. A clear sign of a massive brainwashing program. Will we evolve? Only time will tell.